This time I am making dominoes. Brand new mold, beautiful and shiny. Preparing to mix resin, a scale, a cup and resin. My resin is 1:1 ratio. So the same amount resin and the same hardener. It's white and foggy, but it doesn't matter which resin I use. I always try to mix for at least 5 minutes until it's clear. For these dominoes I picked up pink and kinda glittery mica powder. Then I separate the resin in a different container and then mix in powder. Pouring time. I start with a pink one. And then I add glittery one on the top, and it kind of makes marbly effect. Then I add a little bit more pink on the top. I took some wood stick and gently go through the resin. I have to be careful enough not to scrape my new mold. And not to waste leftover resin, I took different mold and making mini letters. Have no idea where I'm gonna use them yet, but I couldn't just waste it. And now I'm going with a long lighter to pop all the bubbles. I went over with the lighter a second time after some 5 minutes. The first step is done, and I let it harden for 24 hours. On molding time. They're tiny but cute, and it looks like pink took over, but still nice. Now for dominoes itself, I loosen up a bit, so it's easier to take out, and I like them. For some of them edges are really sharp, and I nearly managed to cut myself, but didn't happen. So the next step is taking sandpaper and sand the edges. I used P400. It's not too rough and not too smooth, and doesn't scrape resin so much. Again, time consuming, but one by one is done. Then I take wet cloth and wipe off all the resin dust. And then with the dry cloth, dry one by one. Here comes the decision time. I have paint markers, I have Posca paint, and now I have to choose which color to use for the dots. I picked out silver and pink to see which looks better. The silver, not dark enough. And pink on pink doesn't look good at all. And I see that silver one didn't cover all the edges. Dry red one, still didn't like it. Now I'm taking DVD marker, but it's too tiny and it takes ages to just color in one dot. And I'm still trying. And I came to the conclusion that black looks just perfect, but not with a marker. So the paint comes in and I go with a paintbrush and it's way easier. Paint cover all edges and around too. This will take a while. I wiped off with a dry tissue, but I don't know if that's the right way because paint got everywhere. At this point I stopped wiping excess paint off and let them dry, but didn't think that cleaning dry paint off would be even more effort. Painting lines was very messy. I let the paint dry properly overnight, and then the next day I went one more time to fill up where I missed. This time I had to use wet wipes, because dry paint will never come off with the dry one. And I still don't know what would work better, to clean off right away or let it dry and then clean. But either way, I like how it looks. At the end of all this cleaning, my fingers and nails all were black. And I noticed that wet wipes destroyed my background. When the painting was finished and I let the paint dry, I took glossy varnish and I filled the dots with it. It seals the paint and prevents from chipping. I probably went the hard way, but at the end is great result. And all 28 pieces finally finished. Thanks for watching!